Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Love Yourself and Speak Your Truth. My name is Pretty and I am here to help support you through life's lessons. My email address is in the description box below, so if you feel the need to reach out to me for support or advice, I am more than willing and able and wanting to assist you in whatever it is that you need help with. Okay, so I hope you all are having a great day. I wanted to jump back on here kind of as a follow-up to my last video. There was a great question about if you watched my last video, it was about speaking truthfully from your heart and soul in your life, and about about making head and or mind head over heart decisions, okay? And how it's important to listen to and follow your heart, what it wants, so that you don't result in mental conflict, resulting in unhappiness and that kind of stuff in your life. So what happens when you, or when yourself, when you have done everything you can, if you have spoken your truth to somebody, that you've spoken your truth, you've spoken from your heart space, you've basically said or have done anything that you can to try to convey the way you're feeling towards another individual or situation or whatever. So what happens when that person doesn't reciprocate? Like what if they don't feel the same, or what if you do pour your heart out, and that kind of thing, and they just, if they just I don't know, disappear or whatever, right? Like ghosting and that kind of thing. Okay, so first of all, you should be proud of yourself for opening up, being truthful about your feelings, about the way you were feeling about the situation, that you had enough self-love to have the strength to talk to that person about whatever it is that you were talking about, like whatever feelings. I can't, every situation is different, so I apologize if the answers seem really broad and vague, because I can't go into every single detail of every single situation that might occur. Okay, so right, so be proud of yourself, and that you've honored yourself, you have done everything that you can on your side. If that person is not receptive, if it's in a situation where you're face to face, and if they take it negatively, like if they or they don't agree, that there's there's some sort of friction or whatever it is, then that's fine, it's okay. Okay, not everybody likes each other or loves each other, or like that kind of thing. The important thing is that you found the strength and courage and self-love and did your best in speaking your truth, speaking from your heart and soul, so this is why everything, this is why I was talking about before. Life would be so much easier. The world would be, more easier for everybody if people, just speak your truth, love yourself, love, spread love, okay, then there wouldn't have to be, all this like worrying about, oh, well, if I tell this person, that like whatever it might be, like you're like, I don't like tomatoes. Like you shouldn't have to feel scared to tell somebody that you don't like tomatoes. Like why should you have to feel scared about hurting their feelings because you don't like tomatoes? It should just be okay to be able to speak freely, be yourself, speak freely, like to not have to put up masks and withhold because of being fearful of what the other person might say, think, or do, or whatever. Okay. So if they're in front of you and you've had your conversation, whatever it is, and they're not resonating, they're not in balance, they're not at the same frequency, energetically speaking, that kind of thing, then you kind of get your answer, right? Like especially if it's right in front of your face, like if they're not receptive, then they're not receptive. And all you can know is that you tried your best, you did your best. If you can't, you come to an impasse, then sometimes that's just how it is. And as far as runners and, people that ghost other people and, that kind of thing, it's easy to get in your head and ego takes over and yes, it hurts your feelings. Yes, it's shitty and all that kind of stuff, right? Yes, it sucks. But it's important to like look upon others with love, loving eyes, caring, like when you're interacting, like you think, okay, how would I feel, that kind of thing. Like if you try to take a look at their higher self, okay? Usually when stuff like that happens, regardless, masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter, who's, whoever left or whatever, okay? It doesn't matter. You need to feel into, okay, well, maybe, that person, they're going through shit. They've got stuff to figure out, whatever it is, or yes, it's unfair. They, should have enough self-love to speak to, the other person instead of ghosting or, running, whatever. Okay. But a lot of times it's really difficult for people to be in a vulnerable position. Okay. You have to also realize that they have their own sets of fears and doubts and, all of that shit that they need to deal with as well. Okay. I'm not trying to make an excuse. It's not an excuse for that kind of behavior. It is just trying to transmute the hurt feelings into something a little bit more manageable as far as you trying to process what happened, if that makes any sense. Okay? So it's like, I know it's hard, like it's shitty to try to show compassion, towards somebody else, that's hurt you, okay? But you have to look at it as like, like a human to human interaction, okay? And yeah, that's if you've done and said, everything that you can or whatever it is, you just need to feel good in your heart that, okay, this is, I hate the saying it is what it is, but sometimes that's what you have to sort of come to terms with. Okay. So the important thing for you, me, whoever, the person that got the hurt feelings, to not let experiences like that affect your future taking leaps of faith, future decision making, future feelings. Try not to shut down. We need to stay open, right, to receive. Okay, so that's a really big thing, like a huge lesson for, I would say, people, is to learn how to tame your ego and to learn that it's safe and it's okay to be vulnerable in expressing your thoughts and feelings from your heart and soul space. Just because some things, whatever, some people, someone, whatever it is, okay, kind of ruined it for you in the past, does not mean that your whole future is going to be that way with your future relationships, interpersonal relationships, like even like, at work or whatever with coworkers and bosses, you run into conflicts and stuff all the time. Okay? So it's okay. Just the most you can do is control how it is that you're feeling and control how it is that you react to the situation. Okay? Another sort of question was like, for if somebody, does ghost you or whatever, there is, in my opinion, honestly, there is no point in trying to reopen up yourself when you've already laid everything out on the table. Okay, so this is where you need to know your self-worth. Okay, because it's unhealthy for you to keep chasing, after an individual or whatever. Okay, that's not healthy. If there's no equal give and take, that kind of thing. Okay, so you need to just dig deep and be, in a way, I know it's hard, but be thankful for the lessons, experience, whatever, that you, in the interaction you had with that person. So I really hope this makes sense. I'm not defending bad behavior in any means. I am just trying to open it up so that you need to realize, that there's two sides always, right? So the best you can do, like I know I keep saying, in your heart that you've said and done everything that you can, then that's it. Okay? As far as the other person would go, then it would be their responsibility to themselves to love themselves enough to speak their truth, to talk to you like about whatever in the future, and then it's up to you. If that person comes back, or if you do have communication with them, like it's always depending on, the intensity of the connection, right? Like it's entirely up to you. It's always good though, like to get closure on situations like that, because like I spoke before about an energy like imbalance, right? Because both people will just sort of walk around and, wonder, oh, what happened or whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Just look out for yourself, know that you did your best, and, and be happy and proud of yourself for doing that. Because unfortunately, there aren't enough people that speak their truth and spread enough love around. We can just make sure that we do our best, okay? Always. And yeah, so hopefully that kind of answers, that question. It's a great question. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I hope you all are having a wonderful day. It is super rainy here. We're supposed to get rain like till Wednesday morning straight, so there's like a rainfall warning. And yeah, I love you guys very much. Don't forget to love yourself, speak your truth. Please, life would be easier for you, for me, for everybody. Okay? Anyhow, so I love you, and I will see you and talk to you soon. Okay? Mwah!